I'm the reason they started dating, and I'm also the reason they broke up. I was standing at my locker, gathering my books for my first class of the day, when my best friend Chris stormed toward me and slammed my locker shut, nearly catching my fingers. I jumped back, startled, staring at her with wide eyes. "What the heck?" I hissed. She was openly crying, mascara running down her cheeks along with her tears. She looked like a mess. My jaw clenched when I saw what she looked like. "You did this, didn't you?" she snapped. Everyone stopped in the hallway. No one dared to breathe as everyone was eavesdropping on our conversation. It would make for good gossip later. My hands balled into fists as I stared at Chris with no emotion on my face. What was she exactly accusing me of? "What?" I asked after a moment of tense silence. She slammed her palm into the lockers by my head, causing me to flinch at the loud noise. "You showed Jordan the texts," she snapped. "Didn't you?" My jaw dropped as I stared at her. I thought back to months ago when I was so intent on getting Jordan and Chris together. Since Chris was my best friend, I knew she had a secret crush on Jordan. Jordan was my cousin who went to the same school as us. He was part of the popular crowd, but sometimes we were able to hang out with that group because he and I were related. Chris developed a crush on him in the time we spent together during lunch periods, and all the days we all hung out together at my house. Then I had a private talk with Jordan, who spilled to me about how much he liked Chris. Then I started my mission to get them to see each other. It started off with me dictating love notes between them. It was so cute. Then it escalated to them sneaking away in between classes. Finally, they told our friend group they were together officially. I was over the moon for them and hugged Chris fiercely. The three of us still hung out together, but then I started feeling like the third wheel, which was fine. It wasn't until a few weeks ago that I was passing Chris at our table during lunch. I happened to glance over her shoulder to find her texting another boy on the football team. There was an inappropriate photo that Chris shared with the boy, along with a bunch of flirting emojis and promises to come over after school that day. She told us she had an appointment to go to after school, but after seeing that, I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't believe she would cheat on my cousin like that. I was going to be sick. I rushed past my friends and made it to the bathroom where I unloaded the contents of my stomach. I had a decision to make. I went back to the cafeteria to find Chris in line to get more food. Her phone was sitting on the picnic table, so I grabbed her phone and started going through her texts. No one thought that was unusual. Chris and I were so close that we often went through each other's phones. I screenshotted all the messages between her and the boy, sending it to my phone, then deleting the screenshots from her phone. I was covering my tracks. Then I sent the screenshots to Jordan. I wasn't going to let my cousin fall for someone who would cheat on him so carelessly. A slap to my face brought me out of my memories. I stared at Chris. Did she really just slap me? The pain in my cheek doesn't lie. I was pissed. She stepped forward, getting in my face. "How dare you involve yourself like that?" she hissed. "I didn't even do anything wrong." I barked out a laugh that wasn't a happy sound. "How can you say that?" I demanded. "I saw the messages between you and that boy." I shook my head in disgust. "Jordan deserves better than that." She screeched loudly and threw her fist at my face. I ducked and she hit the lockers hard. She screamed in pain and cradled her arm in her other hand, sobbing as she stared at me with hatred in her eyes. "How could you?" she sobbed. "I didn't do anything." "Stop lying," Jordan called out in a cold voice. He stalked forward, holding up his phone. "I can tell everyone the truth about you, Chris. I have all the evidence right here. My cousin was right to come to me with this." Chris sniffed. "I don't deserve this," she muttered. "You're right," I said loudly. "You deserve worse." The tension thickened and everyone was silent as they stared at Chris. Jordan reached out for me and I took his hand. We walked away together without a look back.